And good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with Marty Johnson, a.k.a. P. Dawg Knight. Welcome already. Here are several people. I got Math Queen, Prophet of Drunk, Tyler F., Sarah, and Maniac Man, just to name a few. I just happen to be the other person on here because I have a window open with this on. So there might be a couple more people out there. Looks like there's a few watching the show. I am so happy to be here. Thank you for coming again. And I'm sure more people will pop in. I just popped out the notification on Twitter that I was starting in 3, 2, 1. And let me do something there. Uh-oh, what did I do? Okay, good. I'm going to actually, let's see, go back into my Twitter and make it so you can do that too. So I'll go to my own profile, and there it is, 3, 2, 1. We'll make this possible. Copy and paste. Bam, there we go. It's in the chat also now. Well, let's see. Anything going on in the world? Well, yes, we had the State of the Union last night. I personally felt that it was probably the most presidential President Trump has looked in a while. I wish we could see that President Trump more often. Whether you agree with him or not, I didn't agree with everything he talked about last night, but I did appreciate the tone of the speech. There were a couple of funny things in there to me that I thought were pretty good. And I also watched Stacey Abrams' rebuttal to the State of the Union. And regardless of the fact that I am not one of those people who I don't necessarily agree with a lot of what things Stacey Abrams believes, but I thought she did okay too. I just didn't agree with her for a lot of it. So and that's just that's just how my politics lean. I lean right. So, and I agree. Like I said, I've said before, I didn't vote for Trump, and mostly because that's a personality issue, and also I just think I'm not a fan of his style. And at the time, I just thought he was just a complete jackass. And so I wasn't really sure if he was being the showman Trump that he's always been, or if actually he believed some of the things that he was putting forth as policy. Now, as I've watched his presidency, I'm still, if half of it, the Twitter thing, if I like the Twitter thing, but I hate the Twitter thing. Because but sometimes I guess he uses that just to get around the media, which I understand. It's hard. You need to do that. I just, I still have trouble. But the policy wise, I tend to agree with him more than I agree with, I shouldn't say Democrats, just the left. And because that's very general. Democrats are politicians, Republicans are politicians. I don't care about politicians. I just want things to be right for the people who live in this country. So that's my 2 cents. I'm not going to go into much detail on that because I'm sure there'll be plenty on Twitter about that today. And that's what we do here. We go through the Twitter trends as I speak very clearly and succinctly, without malice of forethought. Anyway, so a couple more people showed up. Good morning, Owen Harmon. Good morning, Alan Sawyer. And good morning, Cynical Lindsay. The whole crowd's just jumping in. I love it. I love to see you. Share this out. That little share button right down. I'm getting used to this. The little share button right down here. If you would be so happy or so glad. So what the hell's the word? If you'd be so kind as to hit that button and share this with some of you know. And we'll have more fun every day the more people drop in. So that's how it goes. Here we go. We're going to get into Twitter. Now, you know what my favorite subject of the month is. You all know. My favorite subject is Jussie Smollett. Now, there's not a whole lot to talk about Jussie Smollett this morning. However, yesterday we went through the Chicago Police Department's original incident report, where we found out the things that were reported on TMZ were not necessarily the things that we heard that Jussie told the police. And so the police had to go do a subsequent interview, and they said, oh, yeah, oh, right, yeah, the the MAGA country thing. Yeah, sure, that happened. And, you know, well, now, interestingly enough, the police have said something else that is new. Now, I showed you an interview yesterday with the, I think it was the local department chief, who was stating, you know, they don't really have any reason to believe that Mr. Smollett is making any of this up, and they don't have any idea that maybe, you know, we're just going to follow the leads as they are given to us, and we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt right now. Good morning, Brian Mullins, a.k.a. the Fox. The Fox is in the house. What does the Fox say? Sorry, I just had a little musical interlude. So anyway, the police said that, you know, we're gonna treat this as though we believe him, and we're gonna just you know, do our thing. But then today there's a different story. Well, not a different story, but it was made clear also that if Mr. Smollett is, let's just say, fabricating anything, then he will be dealt with in the way the law should be dealing with him. So there you go. Hey, Jason Burns, how you doing? Nice to see you show up this morning. We're glad you're here. We got a bevy out there. Hit that share button and share this. Let's make this chat huge. While I'm at it, you know, I'm not the greatest shiller in the world, but I'm going to shill today. Because you know what? I have a Streamlabs account, and I have it so that I can shill. So if you want to be generous, that'd be cool. You know, all right, there's another little problem I got here. So in my chat, I got this thing where whenever someone says something, oh, let's just say not, well, when they swear, if they say fuck or shit or something like that, in the chat, I have to approve every single one of those. Oh, someone did it. Sarah, did you do that for me? Oh, thank you. I didn't even know that. Excuse me. I don't have any coffee. Holy shit. All right, I'm good. Gosh, should I go get some coffee? I could play some music. Nah, I can do without the reparation coffee. Anyway, that's why I have people with wrenches in here. That's awesome. Thank you. I have to approve. I didn't know that people had to approve the swearing on here. I guess I'm going to have to figure out how to bypass that. I don't want to have to approve that. I don't care what you say in my chat. As long as if you get to a point where you're annoying me, which is kind of hard to do, but if you do that, then I'll decide whether or not I want to hear that shit. But go ahead and, you know, say whatever the fuck you like. And what's up with you, fucker? Diesel Dave. Yeah, I see you there. I see you, brother. All right. So the first hashtag I'm going to look at in Twitter today, instead of the State of the Union, because everyone else is talking about the State of the Union, but I'm the only one talking about Jussie Smollett. I gotta talk about it. This story is driving me crazy. You know, I got on Twitter yesterday and someone was talking about the Target store. You know, oh, there was a Target store, you know, nearby. Well, yeah, there's a Target store nearby. It's the Target store that's 1 block south of the subway that's on the way home to Jussie Smollett's apartment. And I told him, hey, you know what? Oh, there's the other thing about that rope. Now police are looking for, they're testing the rope and seeing where perchance in the area someone could buy a rope like that, or where the origin of the rope is. And what they want to do is, if they can figure out the origin of the rope, they're going to find out where the nearest place it could have been purchased and look at the security cameras from that store to see if anyone's buying a rope like that. I wonder if Target carries clothesline. And bleach too. Bleach. What? I still want to see that, guy. I still want to see the clothes. I want to see if someone poured bleach on you and you doused you with bleach. You know how, like, when you pour bleach on things, that, especially just bleach straight out of the bottle, it makes big white spots on your clothes. But anyway, I bet you that Target sells clothesline. Now, where have I heard this before? Oh, I said it on the second day. Oh, he's walking right by a Target store. Well, what happened? Did someone go to Target and were they buying laundry supplies so they could, go find some black man to pour bleach on and put a noose around? Yeah, I said that the second day. So I might just go check that Target store. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I've got a cup of coffee and a bottle of Mountain Dew, code red, because America. Yeah, cynical Lindsay. I don't have my cup of coffee. I'll get through it. I will get through it. I don't want to waste another moment of your time. So anyway, back in the Jussie Smollett hashtag today. Let's take a look what's in here. There's the more and more I read about this, it's funny. The fewer and fewer people who are feeling this story in the first place. Here's someone named Scandra. If Jussie Smollett is supposedly cooperating fully with law enforcement, why would they have to subpoena his phone records? Who've ever heard of police needing to subpoena evidence from the victim of a crime? Yep, you know what? And that's because this. Now, I don't know. Let's see where Emily Zanotti's from. Emily Zanotti's a writer, crafter, political nerd, senior editor. The Daily Wire, World War II historian, Catholic, cat lady, etc. Her question. CHP has subpoenaed Smollett's phone record per a friend on the force, and that comes from this Breaking News Live, which we looked at yesterday. 2 persons of interest in relation to Jussie Smollett attack in Chicago turned out to be homeless and were never near Smollett. Smollett also didn't have a broken rib, as he claims. We already knew that from day one. And he still refuses to give his phone to police despite claiming it has evidence on it. Oh, really? Imagine that. Whoa. I love that GIF, whatever the hell you call them. Also, let's see what else is down here. Why would people in Chicago be mad at... What the hell is that? I don't even know what that talks about. Joe Ricketts. I don't know who Joe Ricketts is. Who the hell's Joe Ricketts? I don't know. Who cares? Jussie Smollett's manager will soon announce that he's in rehab due to blah, 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 I'm gay and black, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. Watch. That's a pretty good prediction. Wow. I never thought of that one because they're going to figure this out real soon. And yesterday, I'm trying not to die on you here. Yesterday, I forgot the hell what I was going to say. Okay, just mentioned he's about to be in rehab. CPD, not CHP. CPD, Chicago Police Department. Oh, is it saying CHP in here? No, CPD, the Chicago Police Department. What's... Help me out, Dave. Tell me what you mean by CH... Oh, CPD. What did I say? Well, anyway, Chicago Police Department. So, I that's not a bad prediction. Okay, here's where we were. They're going to find this out because yesterday the police said that they found more cameras to look at. And so far, they only have 60 seconds or like about a minute where they don't have Jussie Smollett walking on camera. They've got him from the time he left Subway. I said CHP. Okay, yeah, CPD. Chicago Police Department. Yeah, it's CHP. Those are CHIPs. Those are the California Highway Patrol. It's not in California. Anyway, so the police department said they already had video of him walking all the way from Subway all the way to his apartment, just piecing it by piece to piece, secure surveillance cameras off of different businesses and buildings. And Chicago has 30,000 of their own also. Except for a 1-minute window, they have his walk the entire way and see no one going near him. The 2 homeless people were shown on the other side of the street, but did not go near Smollett. He was walking the one way. They have them walking a different way. So the 2 homeless guys, are basically in the clear. They just don't know. And they knew from the beginning they were homeless guys. Like they said, they needed to produce something so that downtown, meaning the main downtown, city hall, police, whatever, just so they could say they were doing something. But those guys are not in the picture. But yesterday, police said they have more footage from other cameras. So they're probably going to be able to pick up that 1 minute that they don't have already. And we're going to figure out that this is absolutely a hoax. So what's going to happen? Of course, this is funny. So now his managers, they're going to find out it's a hoax. He's he's going to be found out to be the sham that he is. And his manager will soon announce that he's in rehab due to blah, 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 gay and black, blah, 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 blah. That's a good prediction. I wouldn't be shocked. It's funny, though. They already also stated that the victim had, he was sober, when they interviewed him during the so-called after the attack. I'm going to bet you that there's going to be some footage of someone buying a clothesline at Target named Jussie Smollett. Probably with a credit card and a Target receipt that they can trace. I'm just going to be dying if that's what happened. Because I predicted this from the beginning. I said, I bet you that's where Jussie bought the rope. It was brand new rope. Who makes a noose out of it? What was it? In fact, it wasn't tied like a noose even. It was just a rope around his neck. And they said it was new it looked like it was new out of the package. So anyway, if you've been listening to me all week, you know where I'm at on this now. I've gone from I'm being cautious to I'm just having no doubts anymore. But caveat, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could. Possibly. I don't want to be labeled a conspiracy theorist. I just don't. I never want, I am not Alex Jones. Nothing that I don't really care about. Alex Jones is all right. He's just weird. Anyway, so there we go. Anything else here? Anything else good? I should go to my standby guy, but I want to talk to people or look at people who I haven't normally been paying attention to, see what other people think. I want to know what other people think. I want to see if I'm alone. I don't want to be alone, but I might be, so I got to check it out. Let's see. Oh, here's that one where the Chicago police superintendent says Jussie Smollett will be held accountable if he made a false report. Let's read that. Let's go into Twitchy. I like Twitchy. It's, obviously it's a conservative site, but it's funny. The tweets they talk about, it's great. So there's that Emily Zanotti again. Things could get interesting very fast in the Jussie Smollett. Jussie! Oh, it was what are they? Not the Hughes twins. Gosh darn it. Who are they? The twins. They're funny as hell. I looked it up yesterday and found it. Anyway, here we go. So that's the same thing. CHP has subpoenaed Smollett's phone records per a friend on the force. We already saw that. And Fox 32 reporter Rafer Weigel. Yeah, I know. And it's the Twitter feed is mostly bullshit. I've looked at a lot of this hashtag. Fox 32 reporter Rafer Weigel quotes Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson saying Smollett will be held accountable if it's revealed that he did in fact make a false report. He also, let's see, Chicago Police say they're trying to match the rope that was around Jussie Smollett to its point of origin to see if there's a surveillance video showing the person who bought it. Yes. Yes. Hodge twins. The Hodge twins. Oh, those dudes are funny as hell. Hang on. We're gonna. You know what? You don't need to watch me do a search, but I'm gonna go on a different thing here. Let's look up the Hodge twins. There we go. Right here. I'm gonna let you watch this because they're funny as hell. Let's just show you their little thing on Jussie. They call him Jussie. Oh, I didn't. Oh, here we go. Why am I? Oh, I didn't transition. Now you're watching. Tell me when I'm making me watch you search your. What am I saying? I don't know. But let's see. Hold up. Yeah, Oh, that thing. Chicago police source tells Fox 32 News that Jussie Smollett was seen on surveillance still holding his Subway sandwich when he returned to the building after the alleged attack. How the hell do you hold on a Subway sandwich after being beaten and a rope wrapped around your neck? Okay, here's the Hodge twins. Let's see. Let me transition there. Not transition, but I got the wrong damn thing on here. Here we go. Hodge twins. They're funny as hell.
This Smollett investigation. It's Jussie. You keep saying Jesse. It's Jussie. And there's been a break in the case. They just released some photos. 2 people of interest. Man, this could be anybody walking down the street. This could be Al Qaeda, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, James Brown. Wait a minute, James Brown's dead, ain't he? Man, it could be anybody. Yeah. What they call it? People of interest, which means they ain't got dick. And some more information has came forward. Well, what happened? The cops requested some information from you. Yeah, they requested some information from Mr. Smollett. It's Smollett. Smollett. So what you saying, Somalia? Smollett? Yeah, there you go. They went up to him and his manager, right, and requested to see his phone, man. Because they want to get a timeline. They just want to verify if he was on the phone with his manager when he said this incident occurred, man. They just verify. And his manager said, no, you ain't getting my phone records. Now, Jesse, come on now. They're doing an investigation, just trying to get a timeline. They ain't trying to look at all them dick pics on your phone. I know you got some nasty dick pics on you. I bet you got cum shots and everything. Hey, but come on, man. Some backdoor action. Hey, man, that's his thing, man. That's what makes him happy. Yeah. But look here. Another thing came up. He kept the noose around his neck. The cops actually came to his apartment. He still had the noose around his neck. Man, I would've took the noose off. What if they come back? Oh, look, he's still Jimmy. Look, still got the noose around his neck. Get him. I would be traumatized. I wouldn't have a damn noose around my neck. Man, this is really getting really weird, man. He told the police officer to cut off the body cams when he got to his apartment. You still got a noose around your neck. The cops asked to see your phone just to corroborate your story, and you said no. And you contact your manager before you contact anybody. Yeah, it's real fishy. I hope they get a warrant, man. Yeah. Because they wasted a lot of valuable time. Taxpayer time. Yeah.
Anyway, so follow the Hodge Twins. It's Hodge Twins on Twitter, just HODGETWINS. They're funny as hell. They put out little videos about all kinds of stuff. They're funny dudes. So yeah, Cynical Lindsay says, someone in the Lord of the Night chat came up with the theory that Jussie was probably engaging in autoerotic asphyxiation and filed a false report to deflect. I think it was Faithless that came up with that. Yeah, that's been one theory that's been gone around. The only thing about that, though, now you would have said, okay, so they put this noose, a.k.a. a brand new clothesline, around his neck. But you notice that there are no neck injuries, no neck burns, no nothing. The only injuries that were visible was the scratch above his or under his eye. And they said originally that he had a broken rib, which we know that's not true anymore. But then he says, oh, some bruised ribs. But then you saw him dancing around on stage Saturday night at the Troubadour when he was performing, and he certainly didn't seem injured at all. And also his neck was exposed. It's not like what they do, just throw it over his head, or did they try to pull it or anything? He fought the fuck back, but wouldn't you get some rope mess around your neck at least? Maybe he was wearing a scarf or something, who knows? But they said he was wearing like a necktie. It's just some stupid shit, I'm telling you. It's all a bunch of crap. This whole thing is, I'm beyond the point where I'm saying that it could have happened. I'm not believing it. Asphyxiation. I didn't mean acidification. Oh, no. I'm not making making any reference to anything, but what's happening. Still thinking it could be a publicity stunt. Yay, Sean, how you doing, by the way? Yeah, you know, it sure could be a publicity stunt. And hey, you know what? Nobody knew this dude's name before this. Nobody, and even if you're an Empire fan and you watch it every week, nobody knew this actor's name. You know, Terrence Howard. Most people know who Terrence Howard is. At least they kind of know his name. And the lady who plays Cookie, if you said her name, I would know who that is. I can't even think of it right now. I can't think of a damn actor on that show by name. I only know and I watched the show. Or at least I did for a while. My wife watches it. She got it on DVR and she watches. She's completely caught up on the 4th season. But she didn't even know who Jesse Smollett was. I'm like, he plays the gay dude on Empire. Oh, him. I didn't know his name. Nobody knew his name before now. Maybe Ellen DeGeneres did because she had him on the show because he came out on her show or some shit like that. Yeah, no, stop. Oh gosh, assification close enough. To be fair, there's probably was some assification. Shut up. Stop. Sean, that's a hell of a PR stunt, but I guess that saying goes, any publicity is good publicity. Yeah, until they figure out motherfucker lied. You're a lying MFer. Sarah, you sure it's not ramification? Oh, I love puns. That's a dad joke. Cynical Lindsay up here telling dad jokes. You got jokes. Oh. All right, so back to our friend Jussie. Jussie, don't let this story be whitewashed by the MSM. We deserve the truth. What? What? Wait a minute. Does this dude believe Jussie? Look at this BS. So John Ziegler. So 1 week after the story broke, we're all just going to pretend the Jesse Smollett attack happened, just as he said. But that, despite huge publicity and policeman hours, we can't find just one piece of evidence implicating 2 unknown MAGA goons who did this, right? Yeah, that's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. Now, he says, the next guy, at this point, I believe some kind of confrontation happened, but I think the MAGA part may be a lie. Oh, really? You think so? Seems more likely that it would be a couple of drunks and him shit-talking and him getting pushed to the ground. I don't even think that. They don't have any footage of it. But not everyone's following this as closely as I am. If you know anybody talking about this anywhere else on Twitter, will you please do me a favor and send a link to any of my live streams from last week? Because I am the one person following this every day. And I'm sure there's, obviously I'm using other people's resources that are from Chicago talking about it, that are actually talking to the police, but so many people just talking out their behinds on this. They might need some ramifications, if you know what I mean. So this dude, Jussie Smollett, don't let this story be whitewashed by the MSM. We deserve the truth. Who is this dude? Husband, not grandpa. What? Okay, this is oh gosh, whatever. Anyway, this dude, you got to be kidding me. I am trying to find people on Twitter who still believe Jussie. That's what we're doing right now. Who is Joe Budden? This Jussie Smollett thing is ridiculous to me because the hate crime has yet to be proven. Yet, pro-Smollett people are saying that it has to be disproven, and it simply doesn't work that way. Yup. That's the truth. I'm trying to find somebody. He was looking for a $5 footlong, I bet. He was looking for a $5 footlong. Yeah. Good God. That's terrible. That's a dad joke. I'm a dad. I tell dad jokes. Oh. What about the vile groups shouting, "This is MAGA country"? Oh, she's talking about why it wasn't in the State of the Union. Yeah, honey. Oh, God. Do I have to respond to her? Should I respond to her? Do I need to respond to this bonehead? Oh, my gosh. Well, there's some people replying to her. Huh? Oh, my goodness. I hate to do this. I hate to do this while you're sitting here listening to me, but I'm just looking at this going, okay, that's Hate Hoaxer. Have you listened to episode 9? Yeah, no, I don't know who you are, Queen. Just annoying to watch. Access Hollywood do a flip piece. Yeah, what? Did Access Hollywood do a piece on him? We got to find that. Do you mind? Y'all mind if I find this Access Hollywood piece? Let's just, I'll do it behind the scene here. Access Hollywood, Jussie Smollett. Oh my God. Oh, where? This videos. Access Hollywood. Sorry about this, but I just need... Oh my God, how many damn stories did Access Hollywood do on this shit? Okay, released from the hospital. You got to be kidding me. Speaks out after alleged homophobic attack. Hospitalized. He was never hospitalized. Your privacy warning. YouTube or Google does not let you watch videos anonymously. I'm not watching the video anonymously. Watch on YouTube. Wow. So look at this. I've never seen this before when I'm trying to pull up an article, when I'm trying to pull up something on, this says, oh, I see, because I'm on DuckDuckGo instead of Google. But I'm using a Google Chrome, and I'm on there. It says YouTube does not, owned by Google, does not let you watch videos anonymously. As such, watching YouTube videos here will be tracked by YouTube Google. Well, what does that, what the fuck's that mean? Let's see if I can watch it on YouTube. Okay, hold on. We're going to put a pause on here. It says me. I'm not, good Lord. I got a feeling that I'm going to get dinged for this one, but I'm going to stop it every few seconds to talk my ass off. Who else? Some more people showed up. Hey, Chadwick, nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you. You've been here before, but good to see you. I never said, did I even say hi to you, Sarah? I don't know if I did or not, but thank you for being here. I appreciate your duties as my moderator too. Thank you so much. And actually thank all of you for being here. I really appreciate you coming every day, even if I only talk about one thing every day. I can't help it. This story is just, the fake hate crime stories are just up my alley. I just love this shit. I just do. All right, let's see what Access Hollywood says about this Empire star. This is the first one. Now, obviously they got this wrong because he was not hospitalized. He was never hospitalized. But I'm going to go through. Okay, so hospitalized after a possible racially charged attack. That was false, and he's already fucking told us that. Okay, what's the next little thing? Oh, these are just the 35. Okay, hospital has been hospitalized. I'm Chicago too. Nope. Sorry. Nope. I can't do it. I can't do this one. This one's just bullshit. I can't do it. Okay, I'm done. It's bullshit. Let's go back to, I want to see the latest one. So this one is, let's see, performs. We already talked about, let's see what this Adam Rippon. Who the hell is Adam Rippon? What does he do? Let's find out.
Empire star Jussie Smollett. Jussie now out of the hospital. He's recovering after telling police.
Out of the hospital? He was never in the hospital, motherfucker. When was this from? What's the date on this? January 30th. Oh, see, this is, fuck me. Adam Rippon's the ice skater. Do I really give a shit what an ice skater has to say about this on January 30th when everyone still believed the lie? I'm just curious. I can't take 7 minutes of that. I am not doing it. Sorry, guys. I am jumping all over the place on this. I got to be done with Jussie Smollett today. I can't do it anymore. It's just all bullshit. You should know how they word things by now. Yes, I do. And I can't do it. My God. Oh, I'm still on me. Oh, here, I'm back on this hashtag. The internet is killing Jussie Smollett. My thing is that Bow Wow pics after being assaulted by his ex show the violence he endured. Where's Jussie's? Yeah. I mean, that woman beat the crap out of Bow Wow, but Jussie Smollett has one scratch under his eye after the vicious and brutal attack by two men that he fought the fuck off. Yeah, he didn't fight nobody off. Yeah. Suspicious rope, missing video, changing stories. Hate hooks are on the hot seat. Police promise charges against Jussie. That's Gateway Pundit. Of course, they already have that spin going the way they like it, but you know what? Their spin is 100% correct this time. So, anyway. Oh. LA is approximately 35% black, and LGBTQI is typically around 10%, but maybe higher in LA, and Jews about 4.8%. And there is intersectionality, as in the case of Jussie Smollett, where he meets all three categories. Thoughts? At the ADL, at Greenblatt ADL. Oh, and that's someone called Truth for All, Mother, Feminist, Social Justice, Zionism, Peace, and Wine. I think you've been drinking a little bit too much wine, Truth for All. See Truth for All. Too much wine. Stop drinking the wine, lady. You're drunk. You're wrong. That city, with that amount of crime and the police are spending valuable time soothing a snowflake? Yeah, it's not even that. If this crime happened, yes, I want the police to investigate it. And maybe one or two detectives on the case because he's not even injured. There's people murdered in Chicago that don't get this much attention. So, there you go. Gosh, my gosh. We should lighten up on this Jussie Smollett story. We don't know what happened. Remember, attack on Covington boys and chill until we get the whole story. Don't think it happened, but if it did, I don't want to be saying nasty shit. Yeah, I agree. I agreed up until about 2 days ago when I finally there's no evidence and it's bullshit and they're wasting a lot of police resources in a city with a ton of crime. And even in that north side, it's not just the south side or west side of Chicago that has all the crime. There's crime all over Chicago, and they got 14 flipping detectives working on this for some celebrity douchebag who made up a story. Chadwick Dupree, there's shooting every single day in Chicago in major cities, and they never put this much police force on any of those cases. The waste of resources, and this bastard should be charged. Hell yeah, that's where I'm at. And also the fact that he tried to make it a political thing. I'm tired of the political fake hate crimes. You know, there have been so many of them. There was one at my son's school that I want to talk about, but I'm not going to until after his graduation day of college, because I sat through a meeting that you would not believe, but I said to myself, you know what? I'm not going to talk about it until he graduates, because I don't want to jeopardize my son. My son already is going to graduate with a computer science degree. He already has a job when he gets out of school, and I'm not going to jeopardize that because that's just how people are. They're going to very, very frustrating. Anyway, all right, enough of Jussie for the day. That's the Jussie update. We'll do another Jussie update tomorrow. Let's go into Twitter trends and see what's happening in the world besides the State of the Union, although I'm sure there'll be some State of the Union stuff in Twitter trends. Maybe. All right, so, what? No. Oh, I don't want to. Ellen DeGeneres praises Pink's parenting abilities. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought this was going to be... she's not just raising her daughter, Willow. She's setting an example for her daughter on how to live in this world as a strong, independent woman who respects herself and others. Actually, I'm a fan of Pink, the musician. Oh, I didn't hit the button here. So, let's see. Apparently, she's getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And she's... polar opposite be politically, but I do appreciate, she's married, has a kid, great musician, and her shows are amazing. She does an amazing show, whether you like her music or not. She does an amazing show. So let's see what Ellen says about Pink today.
I think as an artist, Pink has found the perfect balance. Her voice is strong but not overpowering. Her attitude is rebellious but not threatening. Her performances are dangerous but awe-inspiring. And her hair is often overpowering, threatening, and dangerous. It's good hair. I compete with your hair a lot. I've gotten to know Pink over the years, and I honestly can't think of anyone more deserving of this honor. Even though she's a huge international star, she is the most normal, grounded person that you'll ever meet. She really is. She's like just a regular person, which is very hard to get that balance of how awesome she is and how awesome she is as a person. But she's, as we know, she's a philanthropist who lends her support to causes. She's a UNICEF ambassador who educates the public about global health and nutrition programs. One of my favorite things about...
Okay, enough about that. She's just giving her praise. Pink's a pretty cool person. I would love to have a beer with her and her husband sometime and just talk and just hear about them. I'm fascinated by musicians, and so anyway, that's my own aside, because that's not even trending on Twitter today. So whatever. And yes, Critical Lindsay, that's exactly right. These fake hate crimes do an absolute disservice to those who are legit victims of violent crime, or even legit victims of any type of, well, that's violent crime, duh, or any type of hate or intimidation or anything else. You're just wasting our time and trying to get, you're trying to get victim status, and the victim status thirst is real right now, and it's insane. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of, you shouldn't get status just because you're a victim. But, hey, the big GoFundMe accounts and all the praise, you get on national news, you become famous for being a victim. It's just stupid, man. It's just stupid. All right, trending on Twitter today. Number one, trending is the Sixers. Apparently, the Philadelphia... How come basketball has been trending a lot lately? I think we're coming close to the final trade deadlines for the year, so we're hearing a lot about different trades. According to whatever Woj Spin and Sam and the LA Clippers have traded Tobias Harris to the Sixers, part of a multiplayer deal. Okay, I'm not even Tobias Harris. Is he a good player? I don't know. I'm not. I guess I don't follow the LA Clippers or the Sixers that much. The only teams I really pay attention to, I pay attention to the Timberwolves because that's where I live. I pay attention to the Golden State Warriors because they're freaking awesome, and I've a few players. James Harden's a great player. I like. There's a lot of players I like. I like the Milwaukee Bucks. LA, the Lakers you pay attention to because LeBron and how poorly they're doing. It's interesting how no one's talking about LeBron right now because LA's crap. The whole team's crap. So anyway, Sixers trending number one. Okay, I guess the NBA is really popular on Twitter. NSD19. Let's see what that is. What is NSD? What is NSD? So here's Holy Cross football. Oh, duh. That's just dumb. It's National Signing Day, 19. So all the high school athletes who are signing to play at different colleges, this is the day they do it, or the first day they can do it. And so a lot of kids go out and have press conferences at their high schools, which is just kind of weird to me that high school kids are doing this now. But they go and have, video of them signing for wherever they're going. So there's a whole bunch of things on here where kids are signing up or signing to play sports at their college of choice. So you'll be, if you look up this today, you'll see tons of them. It's quite a production these days. I remember National Signing Day. We had a couple kids going D1 at soccer at my son's high school the same year he decided to go play basketball where he's playing. And, if you go D1 or D2, because you're getting a scholarship, you have to do a National Signing Day, National Letter of Intent Day. And so that's what's happening today. So that's National Signing Day. That's also the third trending topic on Twitter, National Signing Days. The Clippers, another NBA team, is the fourth trend on Twitter because they're the ones who traded this dude, Tobias Harris, who I still have no idea. Maybe I just don't pay attention enough to the Clippers. So there we go. United States trends. Let's go on. NGWSD, something else signing day. Oh, what does it stand for though? It's just these are women. National Signing Day. But what the hell? I don't know. Let's see. I want to change this so we don't have to approve all these things. But Sarah, you're doing a great job doing it for me. I appreciate it because I keep seeing this show and hide. Critical Lindsay, take a look at DeRay. So you think he gives a shit about his cause? Please, Black Lives Matters was just an opportunity for him to leech off the masses, easy to emotionally manipulate. I agree. I think he's a grift. You know what I call him? I call him grievance grifters. I should do a hashtag grievance grifters. DeRay's made a ton of money off of this Black Lives Matter thing. So is Sean King. The original grievance grifter, Jesse Jackson, made tons of money through his networks. Al Sharpton's I consider a grievance grifter. He, his national he's got there's a lot of questions about the money he's made from his National Action Network. Linda Sarsour, the Women's March gals, there's starting to be some questions about where the money's going there. Sean King, though, especially right now. I mean, when that Jasmine girl was shot in Houston and they were looking for some white dead in a red pickup, he raised over $100,000 in reward money, and then, the Honky Kong, yeah, Talcum X, Martin Luther Cream. Anyway, he raised over $100,000 as a reward to find these guys, and then he took the credit for finding the guys. And so, where's that money? People should be asking for their money back. I still got National Signing Day up here. I am, so anyway, I call them grievance grifters, and I'm going to start using that as a hashtag. I think I would love to get that trending because that's what they are. All right, let's see here. So that was that's the National Women's Signing Days, Girls and Women's Signing Day. Number 5, Wednesday Thoughts. Number 6, Wednesday Motivation. Let's just try to find one good motivation for Wednesday. Here we go. What time do I got? I'm doing good for time. Let's see. The shutdown and the border opens. Did I do Wednesday motivation? That's what I'm looking at. Okay, here's a good one. If you failed, never give up, because fail means first attempt in learning. End is not the end. In fact, end means effort never dies. If you get no as an answer, remember, no means next opportunity. So let's stay positive. And I don't know who that dude is. That's a scary looking dude, but that's good advice. So there's our Wednesday motivation. Awesome. All right, moving on. Let's see, a couple more Twitter trends, and then we're going to move on. George Pickens. Who is George Pickens? Let's find out. Oh, it's a National Signing Day. Oh. Okay, he's one of the top receivers in the country. He switched from Auburn to Georgia, which they thought was going to be, whatever. Breakfast's must-haves. Now, why is that on here? Well, there's only one breakfast must have, and it's right there in front of you, called bacon. I've even gotten through this morning without my reparations coffee. So you know that bacon is number one. And I had some bacon this morning. That was good. All right. Breakfast must have morning meditation, toast, and coffee. There you go. Coffee and dick. Okay, I don't know about that one. Breakfast must haves eggs, cereal, but hey, third shifters have beer. The store that sells it at 8 a.m. Oh, the store sells it at 8 a.m. for a reason. Hey, you know, I have a story. This is humorous. If you're familiar with the Upper Midwest, you know that people in Wisconsin have a stereotype that they drink a lot. And so I used to do cross-state bike tours when I was younger, in my early 20s. And so there's one called Ragbri, which is a bicycle ride across Iowa, and I did that every year for 4 years. And then I did another couple rides, one that went across the state of Minnesota. Well, actually, it went from coast to coast, but I only did 2 weeks of it. So one week went across Minnesota, and then the next week went up through Wisconsin. So it went all the way from Fargo down to Red Wing, Minnesota, and then down to Lake City, and then across Wisconsin. So when I first started the ride, here, I'm going to turn this off because it's probably distracting. When I first started this ride, and I did 2 weeks, so I went all the way through Minnesota, Wisconsin. Most of the people on the ride there was a bunch of people doing the ride who were doing the whole thing coast to coast. So they went for like 9 weeks. And so, they had just crossed North Dakota, and someone in my chat's from North Dakota. I can't remember who it is, but they did North Dakota in 4 days, and that summer it was so hot. The week they went across North Dakota, it was almost 100 degrees every day, and they did North Dakota in 4 days, meaning they did 100-mile rides each day for 4 days. And when you ride in North Dakota or like western Nebraska or any place like that, and if you're going on a long ride, here's how the ride goes. You are cycling down the road, and way off in the distance, you see a hill, a top of a hill. And so you're riding. You're thinking, oh gosh, I'm going to get to that hill, and hopefully there'll be a little town on the other side. We can just stop and take a break, get some water, whatever. Because you carry water with you, but that's pretty much all you carry. So you're riding, and then, a hill, when the whole landscape is flat, that hill could be 20 miles away, but you see that hill. And, oh no, there's beautiful parts of North Dakota. There are, but this ride, here's how, this particular ride, they were telling me, they'd see the hill and they'd be riding. It'd take them like 20 minutes to get this hill, and then they gradually go up the little hill, and they get to the top of the hill, and there's no town there. And all they see is another hill that's way the hell over there. And so they'd ride, and they'd get to that hill, they'd get to the top of that hill, hoping they'd see something over the hill, and then all they'd see was another hill, way the hell down there. So they're doing this, and then they'd hit some towns, they'd stop, get water, and whatever. But that week, they said they just, it was so grueling, and it was so hot, they just rode their asses off for the whole week. Well, my type of bike tour is called Ragbri. It's the Register's annual bicycle ride across Iowa. And about 10,000 people did it every year. And it's more like, that ride is more like you stop in every little town. There's beer gardens. You stop everywhere. You're riding across Iowa. It's 500 miles in a week. But, it's like Woodstock on wheels. Everyone's drinking and partying and having fun, and everyone's casual riding. And so that's the kind of bike tour I was used to. So when I get up to Moorhead, Minnesota, or just across the way from Fargo, this is the overnight, and so I get there and I'm riding, and I'm like, I like to ride hard when I want to, but I was thinking this is going to be a more casual tour. I get on this tour, and I'm riding with some of the people who had been on the whole thing, and they're just pumping hard the whole time, like, because I made a few friends right away, and they're just riding so hard, and I'm like, what's wrong with these people? Why are they riding so hard? And I'm like, hold on. After like the first day, I'm like, I like riding hard, but also this tour is supposed to be fun for me. I want to see stuff. So I said, no, y'all chill out. We're going to stop every morning at the first bar on the right that's open and have a beer. And then we're going to ride. And then we'll stop in towns and see little sights and things like that. So they're like, oh, wow, that's kind of cool. We'll do that. Okay, so every day we would, head out and we'd try to find the first bar on the right was open. Usually, we'd usually leave about 7 or 8 in the morning because you wake up in the sunlight, you're camping and stuff. And then we'd stop at the first bar on the right. But, usually it's around 10 o'clock or 11 that we'd find a town where we'd find an open bar on the right. So we get through all of Minnesota and we're done with that. And now we're staying on the border of Minnesota, Wisconsin. And the next day, we had a day off, and then are going to ride in Wisconsin. And so we said, okay, we're going to keep doing this. Because some people go for the whole trip, some people will go one state, some people will go another state, or they, like I did. I took 2 of the states, or 2 of the legs, which was the Minnesota, Wisconsin. So on the day that we get up to ride for our first day, crossing over into Wisconsin, across the river there, that's the border, the Mississippi River. We said, okay, we're going to stop at the first bar on the right. And this is at 7 in the morning. As soon as we crossed the river into Wisconsin, there was this little hole-in-the-wall bar on the right. At 7 in the morning, that was open. So we stopped. We went in. And we were not the first ones in the bar. And I think the beers were like 55 cents. Some ridiculous, but it was a little tiny beer, but they were like 55 cents. So that just proved to me that people in Wisconsin drink too much. That's kind of what my story was about. I don't know. It was the first bar on the right. It was open at 7 in the morning. So we had some beers, and actually we had breakfast there, and then we rode the rest of the day. I don't know why I told that story. Oh, eggs, cereal, and beer. Okay, yeah. First bar on the right. It was open. Welcome to Wisconsin. So, all right. Enough of that. I'm almost done here. Let's do a couple headlines. You know what? I'm avoiding the State of the Union just because. Everyone else will be talking about today. Anything you want to hear about the State of the Union. If you watch, actually, do me a favor. The chat. If you watch the State of the Union, hit 1. If you didn't watch the State of the Union, hit 2. Like I said, I thought it was interesting. I thought it was Trump at his best. Wait, no, I'm not promoting drinking and driving. 1 beer, first beer on the right, and you're on a bicycle. It's kind of driving, but it's not. I don't know. Anyway. All right, let's check a couple headlines, and then we're going to get out of here, because I'm done with this. I'm done with this. By the way, my son's college basketball team, twos, didn't even watch it. I had to, what I did as far as the stadium, I didn't watch it last night. I ended up going to bed before it started because I had to be up at 3 in the morning. But I listened to the entire State of the Union, and I listened to the response while I was at work because I can kind of listen to things while I'm working. And it was the CBSN network or whatever, the online network that they have. And there was like 5 hours live stream of them having pundits talk and blah, blah, blah. And I just my eyes go, I skipped and just watched the speech. And then I watched Stacey Abrams' speech. For what they are doing, they both did a good job. I just agreed with the president more than I agreed with Stacey Abrams. And that's kind of all I got to say about that. All right, that's my lacking Forrest Gump imitation, not invitation. All right, let's check out the headlines from the Ace of Spades morning rant every day. Let's see, find the morning news. There's the morning report. Let's see if there's any good headlines today. Jeffrey Greenfield thought the State of the Union address was heroic. Oh, you know what? I never did watch Bernie Sanders' response to the State of the Union. Oh, no, bicycles. Yeah, not motorcycles. No, bicycle. I bicycled across. Yeah, it didn't take you 5 days to cross any state. I could have crossed Minnesota in a day on a motorcycle. No, these are like full week-long trips. So yeah, we were riding bicycles. I just found a friend here. One of my son's teammates. His dad used to do RAGBRAI too, which is the bicycle ride across Iowa, and he was suggesting that maybe we should do that sometime as a group. I would love to do it again. My wife is not as into cycling as I am, but I don't know. I'm getting old. I have a bad knee and bad hips, so I have to start riding a lot more to do that. But it's a casual ride, so it's not hard to do. I realize that it sounds really challenging, but it's really not. It's just fun. It is a lot of fun, especially that particular ride, because 10,000 people do it. They have beer gardens and food venues, and in every little tiny town, like the little town of 800 people has 10,000 people ride by on bicycles. They set up food stands and fruit stands and all kinds of stuff. It's a blast. It's hilarious. It's just great fun. So, let's see. Bernie Sanders. What does he say? Oh, there was one part of the speech that there was a couple of parts of the speech that I thought were funny in particular. One is when Trump was, well, here it's when Trump said something about socialism, and they show Bernie Sanders and he had just this hellish frown on his face. Here it is here. Let's see.
We stand with the Venezuelan people in their noble quest for freedom, and we condemn the brutality of the Maduro regime, whose socialist policies have turned that nation from being the wealthiest in South America into a state of abject poverty and despair. Here in the United States, we are alarmed by the new calls to adopt socialism in our country. America was founded on liberty and independence, and not government coercion, domination, and control. We are born free, and we will stay free.
Look at Bernie. Look at Bernie. He doesn't like this. He doesn't like where this is going.
Tonight, we renew our resolve that America will never be a socialist country.
Even Nancy Pelosi's clapping. Let's look at Bernie. Here comes Bernie. Come on, Bernie. Let's look at it, Bernie. Oh, they didn't. Oh, that was just it. Oh, man. Yeah, Bernie looked like he was going to take a dump. No, I don't know a guy named Jeff Williams. I lived in Des Moines at the time when I was riding on RAGBRAI every year. I don't know. So I might know Jeff Williams, but it may not be the same one. Yeah, Bernie didn't look too pleased there now, did he? All right, let's see. Where was I? There's my window there. Go back in the headlines. President, only foolish wars, politics, and ridiculous partisan investigations can stop our economic miracle. Yeah, that was another part of the speech. And then when he said ridiculous partisan investigations, the camera cut to Adam Schiff. Yeah, I don't think Adam Schiff is going to listen. He's still going to do his investigation. I don't care if they do, but you know what? It would be nice if they would just, let the Mueller investigation run its course. It doesn't seem like it's going anywhere because, the president has, for the most part, let it run its course. He could have pressured the Justice Department into calling off the dogs, but he hasn't. None of the people who he's had, Jeff Sessions didn't, Whitaker's not. They're keeping their hands off of it. Even what's that dude's name? Anyway, Rosenstein. Rosenstein is keeping his hands off. So anyway, President calls on Congress to put drugs, human traffickers out of business. Yeah. And then Kamala Harris shakes her head no. Yeah, that was another thing about it, man. Some of the things that the Democrats wouldn't clap for were really, really interesting. Okay, so we're looking at this part right here. Watch this.
Now, Republicans and Democrats must join forces again to confront an urgent national crisis. Congress has 10 days left to pass a bill that will fund our government, protect our homeland, and secure our very dangerous southern border. Now is the time for Congress to show the world that America is committed to ending illegal immigration and putting the ruthless coyotes, cartels, drug dealers, and human traffickers out of business.
Now, let's see this. Okay, supposedly they're going to show Kamala Harris. Oh, so actually now, I don't know if that's fair. She's talking to the guy next to her. You can see the guy right here behind this guy's head. There's a guy who she's talking to. Let's see this again. Is she really shaking her head no about what he said? I think they're just talking to each other. And, you know, it just depends on who you ask. You know, on CBS thing, the CBS report that I was watching, of course they had fact checkers, so to speak, and they're all, you know, disagreeing with a lot of things Trump said. But then if you look up other places, the things he said are true. So the fact checkers for your particular network seem to take your same particular spin. But let's look at this again. She actually looks like she's talking to the guy next to her and then shakes her head no. Right here. Yeah, look at it. They're just sitting on the hands. Yeah, put the ruthless coyotes, cartels, drug dealers, and human traffickers out of business, and all the Democrats are sitting on their hands. You know, whatever. If this isn't proof that Democrats don't give a shit about actually human beings, they only care about getting votes and power. You know, I think it is. I mean, I don't, you know, there's things that you should be able to just clap for. Now, granted, they're having a fight about whether or not there's going to be, you know, if they're going to do additional wall, you know, in places where they feel they need it, and they don't want to budge on it because that would give Trump a win. Let's see. Trump tackles anti-Semitism in the State of the Union. Yep, he had a guy who survived Dachau, the concentration camp there, and then also one of the World War II vets who was part of the group that liberated Dachau. That was really cool. Some of his guests I thought were really cool. He had the 3 World War II vets. He had the woman that he commuted her sentence after 20 years. She was sentenced on a drug offense, and I don't know if it was a third strike deal or whatever, but she was sentenced to life in prison for a nonviolent drug offense. And Alice, I want to say her name is Alice something. I can't remember her last name, but she was in the audience, and she seemed really appreciative. And then also they did some prison reform stuff, and there was this gentleman who also, he was convicted of doing selling drugs 20 years ago, and you know, he got sentenced, and he was to 35 years in prison. But while he was in prison, he got his college degree. He became a paralegal. He helped people with their cases in prison. Really reformed himself and educated himself. And so his sentence was one of the first ones, or he's the first guy that was released based on the new prison reform bill. So that was pretty cool, you know. sat on their hands with the black unemployment rate. There was a few. There was a few in the Democratic side of the aisle that stood and clapped for that. A lot of the people did sit for that too. I mean, they don't give the president credit for that. And here's what I say. Paul Krugman stated unambiguously that if Trump won the presidency, the economy would go in the shitter. Not verbatim was what he said, but he said the economy would go in the shitter. And instead, you look at almost every economic indicator, and I used to do this for a living. I watch economic indicators so that I knew where mortgage rates and things were going and things like that, because I was in the banking business. Every economic indicator from the time that Trump started implementing policies went kind of on this kind of a track to an upward track. So all these indicators went up. Now, you can say that during the Obama administration, we had some recovery, which absolutely did, but it was painfully slow. It was like an FDR recovery. It was recovery that barely happened, just enough to get people kind of back to working. And that's a debate I've had with people a lot. FDR did not bring us out of the Great Depression. I can talk about that for days. Anyway, so yes, things were on the rise during the Obama administration, over 8 years. But in the 2 years that Trump's been president, instead of the economy going in the shitter like Paul Krugman, the great economist from the New York Times, predicted, it went markedly up. And every economic indicator has improved for the most part. I think there's, unless you're, even everything did. So they can shut the fuck up. Trump shows he's planning to win. Yeah, it was a pretty bold State of the Union address. It's going to be interesting. Are we going to have another shutdown in 10 days? Because that's the deadline to get this budget deal done. And if not, it'll be another shutdown. It could happen. I don't think Trump's already willing to, shown he's willing to let it happen. Of course, Trump doesn't have anything to do with it. It's McConnell and Pelosi. There was never a bill on Trump's desk. So is McConnell willing to do that again? Is Pelosi willing to do that again? So we'll see. Let's see. It's 11:30, 10:30 Central. I got a few more minutes here. All right. Democrats refuse to acknowledge Poon Man. The Fairfax sexual assaulter accuser. That's interesting. So we talked a little bit about this one yesterday. Here, let me put it up here. Democratic senators refuse to acknowledge Virginia Lieutenant Governor Fairfax sexual assault accuser. Very interesting. Let's read this one. Democratic senators on Capitol Hill refuse to acknowledge the sexual assault allegations that have emerged against Virginia Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax when asked by the Daily Caller News Foundation on Tuesday. When asked if Fairfax accuser should be believed, every senator dodged the question or acted like they had not heard the news, despite the fact that it has been major national news for a couple of days. So let's see what Bernie Sanders says.
Justin Fairfax's accuser, sir?
Oh yeah, let's just ignore that question.
He can't.
Cool.
Right now. Why is that?
We're discussing something right now.
Oh, no, you weren't. You weren't discussing shit. That dude heard the question and started asking Bernie questions. Okay, so there's one. Less than an hour later, Vermont Independent Senator Bernie Sanders returned and pretended that he was on a phone call to avoid answering questions about Fairfax accusers. Great. I haven't even looked at the deep. Oh, wait. What's this say? Who's this? Okay. I haven't even looked at the details about that. I really haven't. I just know the high level. I haven't really looked at the details about any of that. It's a tough situation, but I just don't look at the details. It's just not something I've focused on, Alabama Democratic Senator Doug Jones said to the Daily Caller News Foundation. Well, I think we've got to get more information at this point. I don't have anything other than just the very initial information. Certainly it needs to be taken seriously, but we'll have to get more information. Michigan Democratic Senator Debbie Stabenow told the DCNF. Yeah, Debbie Stabenow didn't want to talk about it. But these are allegations. Aren't we supposed to believe women? I don't know who Justin Fairfax is. I don't know. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know who Justin Fairfax is, California Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein told the Daily Caller News Foundation. When she was reminded who he was, she responded by saying, I don't want to get into that. Aren't you the one? Dianne Feinstein. She's got some big ass balls. Holy crap. She's the one who brought forward the professor who accused Kavanaugh. God, why am I blanking on her name now? Chat, you can tell me who that, whatever her name is. She's the one who brought that person forward who had no corroboration. I don't know. I don't want to get into that, she says. You know, I sort of left most of this to Tim and Mark, who've been following that. Connecticut's Democratic Senator Chris Murphy told the Daily Caller News Foundation, speaking about the two Democratic Virginia senators and not saying if he believes the accuser. You don't believe the accuser? You don't believe women? Wow. Unbelievable. 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 This comes after a majority of Democrats on Capitol Hill would not discuss state legislature bills allowing late-term abortions Thursday, one day after the Virginia Democratic Governor Ralph Northam defended the Repeal Act. The proposed bill would remove restrictions on abortion in Virginia. The governor made controversial comments about late-term abortion. If a mother is in labor, the infant will be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable, Northam said. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between physicians and the mother. Whew. That still gives me chills because I'm pro-choice. But I'm not pro-choice in the 4th trimester. If the baby's born and it's alive, you can't kill it. I don't care who you are. Holy shit. Yeah, Christine Blasey Ford. Blazing. She's got to be stoned. Anyway. Excuse me. So anyway, no one wants to acknowledge this particular sexual assault accusation. And also, here's the interesting part. The dude, the lieutenant governor, Fairfax, had a sexual relationship with the accuser that he's acknowledging. And now she's saying that it was a sexual assault. I mean, this is way different than the Kavanaugh case, where Kavanaugh said, hey, I don't even know this woman. I don't remember her from any party. Never had any, I mean, but they believe Ford, but they don't, this. Good God. Good God. Any other good headlines? I'm going to do 2 more. I'm just going to find a couple random ones here. Oh, Maxim model. Well, if it's an article about a Maxim model, I'm going to read it. Here we go. Is that sexist of me? 23-year-old Maxim model comes out as pro-Trump. Now she says she's being harassed. 23-year-old model who's appeared in the likes of Maxim magazine finally came forward this month to express her support for President Donald Trump. Elizabeth Pipko, who worked full-time on the president's 2016 campaign, said she was tired of hiding her support, even if it meant she was risking future modeling jobs. I decided to volunteer for Donald Trump's campaign in the spring of 2016. I never leaned liberal or conservative, but there was something about Trump, the way he spoke, and his honesty. Wow, not a whole lot of people talk about Trump's honesty. I think he's honest as far as what he thinks. He just says it. He just blurts it out. He gets his phone. You never have to ask. If you want to know what Trump thinks, ask him. Anyway, that convinced me he was our next president, Pipko told the New York Post. I worked in a call center in Trump Tower. Within 8 weeks, I was hired as a National Volunteer Services Coordinator for the data team and paid $4,000 a month. It was clear from the start, oh goodness, that if I wanted to survive in modeling, I couldn't tell anyone about my new job. Feeling pressure from industry colleagues and her own manager, Pipko kept the secret under wraps until January this year. But now that it has been 2 years since the election, I don't want to keep silent any longer, even if it means saying goodbye to modeling forever. And, ladies and gentlemen, for research purposes only, I am going to show you a picture of this young lady. Ding! There she is, Elizabeth Pipko. She's a fine individual. All right. And let's see, is there anything else? Oh, there's more. Wait. Okay, just for research purposes only, Elizabeth Pipko. That's interesting. Okay, all right, here we go. But along with potentially sacrificing high-paying modeling work, Pipko says she's now on the receiving end of constant insults, including being called a Nazi. As a religious Jew, the young model took such an attack especially hard. Since admitting my support for the president and my work for the 2016 Trump campaign, I've been the target of some extremely inappropriate comments and insults, Pipko said in a statement to the Daily Wire. The words that people are using to address me are words that should never be used to speak to anyone. But more importantly, words that should never be used to attack someone simply because of their political beliefs. I am extremely proud to be an American, and I live in a country where we are free to believe in anything that we choose. And the fact that people are now using people's political affiliations as a base for their disgusting attacks is extremely worrisome for the future of our country, Pipko continued. The fact that anyone would go out of the way to call me a Nazi, a word I take extremely seriously, both as a Jew and as a person whose family was affected by the Holocaust, is extremely hurtful and terrifying, and a terrifying experience that no one should have to experience in this country, especially for simply supporting their president, she added. And for why is my phone ringing? And strictly for research purposes, we are going to look at another picture of Miss Pipko. Yes, she's just trying to blend in. Are we good? Okay, here we go. Wait, what? Why do you not come forward when it happened? What? What do you... Wait, hold on. What? Cynical and what? Oh, yeah, the baby's born. That is a fucking murder case. Yeah, really. Okay. Pipko called the comments extremely cruel and hurtful. I can only hope that people begin to respect their fellow Americans instead of insulting them like this for their varying political beliefs, her statement continued. And for research purposes only. Same Marty. Are you talking to me, Marty, or is there another Marty in the chat? Oh, no, you usually call me P-Dog. So you're talking. Is there another Marty in the chat? As I go past, just scroll past. She's a fine individual. Okay. Let's see. She was out of Fox appearance, whatever. So, okay. Anyway, yeah, you shouldn't be, what's the word? You shouldn't be, I can't even think right now. Okay, here we go. How do I get back on here? I'm stuck on this screen. I got to get off this screen. All right. Yeah, like I said, if there's an article about a Maxim model and her opinions, I am there, baby. I gotta, the Maxim models are whatever. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so that's kind of it for headlines today. I almost got to get out of here. Unless there's one really good one. Trump, okay, because Trump's going to meet. Oh, yeah, one of the big news out of the State of the Union is Trump's going to meet again with, Ace calls him whoa fat, Kim Jong-un at the end of February. I don't know, they're still in negotiations to fix some of the shit over there, and the South Koreans and North Koreans and all that noise. I hope that is successful. I hope that they are able, the one thing that would be really cool is if they could at least, very least, declare that the Korean War is over. If you're not aware of this, the Korean War has never officially ended. It's still under a ceasefire, so to speak, even though there hasn't been fighting since the 50s. My father was a Korean War vet, by the way. But the Korean War has never officially ended, and even if they could get that done, that would be a huge gesture for the world. North Korea and South Korea, all during the last several months, or since Trump's been in office, have had more talks, even without us. It doesn't get publicized a whole lot, but that's huge. I mean, that's, long 60 years in the making so when you pause there, that's what I meant, and I've been going by your name. Oh, that's cool. That's direct at UP Dog. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm also Marty, for those of you who didn't know. So anyway, yeah. That'd be amazing if they could have an official end to the war. And that would probably do a lot. Even if, I know the big sticking point right now is for North Korea to give up their ambition to have nuclear weapons. And I think that is important. But there can be some interim gestures that I think would be really good for the world. So I think that's all I want to say about that. Anything else I want to throw out here real quick? Oh gosh. 14 years after becoming transgender, teacher says it was a mistake. Where's this coming from? This is from the Federalist. This is interesting. I mean, the whole transgender thing, I understand there are people who have their issues, and I don't want to be insensitive to those, but there's also so many, instead of being a real issue, I just feels like it's a trend with a lot of people. There's schools where up to 5% of the kids are calling themselves either transgender or non-binary or something like that. And it's, I think the popularity of the shows like about jazz, hearing about Caitlyn, I want to call him Bruce, Caitlyn Jenner, and the Riley Dennises of the world on YouTube, and even the Blair Whites. I mean, the popularity of those things are influencing kids into thinking, oh, that's a great way to get attention. That's a great way to make myself seem unique. It's kind of like there are genuine transgender people, but also transgenderism is the new emo, a way to make yourself look unique. It's the new gauge in your ear that can say, hey, I can set myself apart by being this. So it's got to be, you know what, Sarah, I was just about to say that. I feel horrible for actual transgender people. I can't imagine my mind and body not matching. And I also can't imagine having all these other people out here that you go, what the fuck are you doing? That's not what it's about, you know? So I don't know. I could get in some arguments with different people, but anyway, this is a quick article and then we're going to finish for the day. This 14 years after becoming transgender, you don't become a transgender, you become transgender. Teacher says it was all a mistake. After much soul searching, this teacher says, I have come to the realization that I made a mistake. I am living my life as honestly as I can. 14 years ago, school teacher Herbert Graffrey made local news by deciding to live as a female with the name Carrie. After much soul searching, however, this teacher says, since then, I have come to the realization that I made a mistake. I'm living my life as honest as I can. I'm working as Ms. McCaffrey. I have learned to love both the reading and writing of poetry. I try to be as graceful in life as I can. I put my heart and soul into being the best I can be. God is there for me each step of the way, but only by being totally honest in prayer. Carrie's kind of transparency is rare because it is uncompromising in knowing God is there for me. Carrie says, what am I reading here? Hang on, Sarah. So Carrie transitioned at age 41. Walt Heyer. Now I was confused. Walt Heyer is also someone who transitioned to be a woman and then later in life transitioned back. I was confused about the way this is written. Walt Heyer is an accomplished author and public speaker with a passion for mentoring individuals whose lives have been torn by unnecessary gender change surgery. He went through it himself. So anyway, this person went through... Sorry, I should preview these articles before I read them. So Carrie transitioned at 41. Walt says, I transitioned at 42. We are both heterosexual men who had married wonderful women and had great careers. We were each a father of 2 children, and we loved our family. We were not homosexual. Our struggles were with our gender persona. Carrie is looking for answers about the time Renee Richards captivated the world playing tennis in the U.S. Open as a transsexual woman. Renee Richards is a tennis player from the 70s. I can't remember her name before she actually had sex change surgery, but then she ended up playing professional tennis. We're going to talk about that another day, but the idea of transgender people in sports is another topic that I'm really interested in. I want to do some research on, but I do want to talk about that because there's been some developments over the last week in the area of powerlifting, where some transgender women were not being allowed to compete. There's been in high school track, and there's a story from Connecticut from last year. There's a bunch of stories. There's a woman who won the World Cycling Championship in her age group, transgender woman, recently transitioned. So there's really big issues in sports coming up with this, and nobody knows what to do. There's also the transgender girl to boy transition who was forced to wrestle as a girl because that was her sex, his sex, whatever. But he's been winning state titles in girls wrestling because he is on testosterone. So her muscle growth, his muscle growth, gosh, it's just so confusing. The muscle growth, because of the transitional drugs, give him an unfair advantage to wrestle as a girl. Okay, I've already run out of time now because I'm trying to explain that. So anyway, this man who transitioned as a teacher, transitioned back, and I don't have time to read the article because I got to get out of here. So anyway, y'all. As always, I want to thank you all for coming. You've had a lot of stuff going on in the chat. That's really cool. Let's see if I'm going to just go through here. Critical Lindsay, I'm on the fence when it comes to abortion. I can understand both sides, but Virginia's trying to push and what New York has passed advocates murder. I agree with you 100%. It's really, I don't know how. I have no idea. You know, it's crazy to me. Down here, gotta head out. Thanks, Alan Sawyer. Good for having you here. Sarah, I feel horrible for actual transgender people. I can't imagine. Yeah, we talked about that. Same here. Non-binary is such a slap in the face to transgender people, if you ask me. Transgender people, I don't know how they feel about that. That's such a weird one. You know, and I have my own idea on, you know, people who demand pronouns from you. I don't use pronouns to talk to you. I use pronouns to talk to somebody else in reference to you. And so you can't tell me what pronouns to use because I'm not clarifying to you what you are. I'm clarifying to this person over here who I'm talking about. And if it's a case where they see you as a man, regardless if you think of yourself as a woman and you use she, her pronouns for yourself, I'm not trying to clarify for you. I'm clarifying for them who needs to understand who I'm talking about. If I yell at a cop over there, hey, save her because she's about to walk in front of a bus, the cop's not going to wait for me to go, save him. That's a him or her. No, it looks like a her from here. Go save her. We'll worry about what you are in your own personal life and what you want me to, how you want me to address you personally when it comes to that. But I'm not talking about you. I'm talking to them about you, and I want to make sure that they understand who I'm talking about. That's what pronouns are for. And so you have no really right to tell me how to use pronouns. I use the English language the way I do. I use the English language to sometimes differentiate between male and female. That's sex. That's not gender. I don't know. Does this make sense? That's how I'm going to end the show? Really? That's how I'm going to end the show? Isn't there anything funny I can end the show on? Or something fun or something? I don't know. Gosh, what is this? Oh, yeah. Learn to code. Oh, yeah. People are still talking about learn to code. Can you believe people got kicked off of Twitter for telling people to learn to code? So stupid. Why are journalists a protected class? Oh, because Orange Man bad. Orange Bad Man says you can't, is mean to journalists, so you can't be mean to journalists. Fuck. All right. So, hey, a meandering end to a lovely day on the show. Thank you again for coming to the Morning Night Live. Please, right below here, there's that little share button. Please share this to people who may not have had a chance to watch today so they can watch. And also, thank you, all of you who come here each day and listen to me ramble on and on about things that sometimes don't always have a connection to each other. But I think we had some fun. Hope you had some fun in the chat. This has been a great day. I hope that you have a wonderful day. My name is Dawg Knight, and I am out of here.